Buying a house is the only place where people say, yes, I will gladly pay 30 years of stress for this privilege. Renting versus buying is basically adulthood's biggest financial relationship status. It's complicated. Welcome back. Today we're breaking down one of the most debated money decisions ever, rent versus buy. And no, the answer is not as simple as buy everything or rent forever and be free. Real life is more expensive and more confusing than Instagram makes it look. We're going to break down things to consider: the money, mindset, lifestyle, and the hidden costs nobody talks about. Let's start with the emotional versus financial decision, something most people don't admit. Renting or buying a home is rarely just a financial decision. It's emotional first and financial second. Buying a home feels like success. It feels like stability, like you've made it. There's pride in owning something, decorating it, and calling it yours. And that emotion is powerful. Sometimes it's so powerful it overrides logic. Renting, on the other hand, can feel like you're not there yet. Even if financially it makes more sense, people feel pressure to escape it as quickly as possible. But here's where beginners get into trouble. They confuse emotion with affordability. A house might feel right, but that doesn't mean it fits your financial situation. Mortgage payments are just the beginning. You also have taxes, maintenance, insurance, and unexpected repairs that don't care about your budget. On the flip side, renting might not feel as satisfying, but it can give you flexibility, lower upfront costs, and breathing room to invest and grow your savings. The key lesson is this: emotions influence the decision, but they should not control it. Before choosing rent or buy, ask yourself two questions: what do I feel? And what can I actually afford without stress? Because the best financial decisions are the ones you can live with comfortably, not just emotionally. Let's talk about what renting actually buys you. Something renting gets unfairly criticized for, because renting is not throwing money away, it's buying something very specific. When you rent a home, you are buying flexibility. You are buying the ability to move without needing to sell a property, wait for the market, or deal with closing costs. If your job changes, your lifestyle changes, or you just want a different environment, renting lets you adapt quickly. You are also buying lower responsibility. If something breaks, you're not suddenly comparing water heater prices at midnight. You call the landlord. That alone saves you time, stress, and unexpected expenses. Renting also buys you financial breathing room. Instead of putting a large down payment into a house, you can use that money for investing, building an emergency fund, or increasing your financial stability in other ways. And here's the part people miss: you are also buying time. Time to understand your career, your income stability, and your long-term goals before locking yourself into one location. Renting is not a failure step. It's a strategic position. It keeps your options open while you build financial strength. So the real question isn't, is renting wasted money? The better question is, what am I getting in exchange for that money right now? Let's talk about what buying a home actually costs, because the sticker price is just the beginning, not the full story. Most beginners focus on the monthly mortgage and think, I can afford this. But buying a home comes with layers of costs that don't show up in the listing photos. First, there's the down payment. That's often tens of thousands of dollars locked away before you even move in. Then come closing costs, fees, paperwork, and processing that can quietly add thousands more. But it doesn't stop there. Once you own the home, you're responsible for everything. Repairs, maintenance, insurance, property taxes, none of these take a break. The roof doesn't care about your budget. The plumbing doesn't care about your plans. And here's the hidden cost most people ignore: flexibility. When you buy, it becomes harder and more expensive to move. Selling a home takes time, fees, and market conditions you don't control. Even renovations add up. That simple upgrade can turn into a financial project you didn't plan for. So yes, buying builds equity over time, but it also requires serious financial stability upfront. The key lesson is this: owning a home is not just about affording the payment. It's about affording everything that comes with it, consistently, without financial stress. What is the hidden costs nobody mentions? It is the part of buying a home that rarely makes it into the conversation: the hidden costs. When people compare rent versus buy, they usually look at the mortgage. But the mortgage is just the starting point. The real expenses show up later, quietly and repeatedly. First, maintenance. Unlike renting, you are now responsible for everything. A leaking roof, broken air conditioner, plumbing issues, none of it is optional and none of it is cheap. Even if nothing breaks, upkeep is constant. Then there are property taxes. These don't stay the same. They can increase over time, and they are tied to the value of your home, not your income. Insurance is another cost that many beginners underestimate. You're not just protecting the structure, you're protecting against risks you hope never happen, fire, flood, but still have to pay for. And don't forget HOA. Fees if your home is in a managed community. Those fees can rise and often come with rules you didn't fully consider when you bought. There's also the cost of time. Managing repairs, dealing with contractors, and handling paperwork all take energy that renting simply doesn't require. If someone says the building walls need a paint job, then everybody pays for it, whether you want it or not, non-negotiable. So while owning a home builds equity, it also comes with a steady stream of invisible expenses. The key takeaway is simple. The true cost of ownership is never just the purchase price, it's everything that comes after it. Here is one of the most important ideas in finance that most people completely ignore: opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is what you give up when you choose one financial path over another. And in the rent versus buy decision, it's a game changer. When you buy a home, you don't just spend money on a house. You also lock up a large amount of capital in your down payment, closing costs, and ongoing expenses. That money is now tied to one asset. But here's the question beginners often miss: what could that money have done instead? If you rented and invested that same money into diversified assets like index funds, it could potentially grow over time through compounding. That doesn't mean renting is always better. It means every choice has a trade-off. On the flip side, renting has its own opportunity cost. You are not building equity in a property. You are not gaining ownership of a physical asset that may appreciate over time. You are helping someone building their equity over time. So the real decision isn't just rent or buy. It's what are you gaining and what are you giving up. Smart financial decisions come from comparing not just the obvious costs, but the hidden alternatives. Because in finance, you don't just pay with money, you also pay with missed opportunities. Let's clear up a common myth in the rent versus buy debate: waiting for the perfect market timing. A lot of beginners think the decision to buy a home is mostly about interest rates, housing prices, or whether the market is going up or down. So they wait and wait. And wait some more. But here's the truth: the market doesn't wait for you, and trying to time it perfectly is extremely difficult, even for professionals. Yes, interest rates matter. Yes, home prices matter. But what matters even more is your personal timing. Can you afford the down payment without hurting your financial stability? Do you have a stable income? Are you planning to stay in one place long enough for buying to make sense? Because even if the market is perfect, it won't matter if your personal situation is not ready. On the flip side, even in a less than ideal market, buying can make sense if your life is stable and your finances are strong. Renting also fits into this idea. Sometimes renting isn't about market conditions, it's about giving yourself time to prepare. The key takeaway is this: markets change constantly, but your life situation is what truly determines the right decision. So instead of chasing perfect timing in the market, focus on whether the timing in your life is right. Let's talk about when buying a home actually makes sense, because it's not for everyone and it's definitely not for every stage of life. Buying makes sense when your finances are stable. That means you have a reliable income, a solid emergency fund, and you're not stretching yourself just to afford the monthly payment. If buying a home puts you one unexpected expense away from stress, it's probably too soon. It also makes sense when you plan to stay in one place for a while. Buying comes with upfront costs, down payments, closing fees, and maintenance. You usually need time in the home for those costs to balance out compared to renting. Another key factor is long-term thinking. If you're ready to build equity, commit to a location, and take on the responsibilities of ownership, buying can be a powerful wealth-building tool over time. And finally, emotional readiness matters too. Not the "I want a house because it feels good" emotion, but the readiness to handle repairs, taxes, and unpredictable costs without panic. Buying a home isn't a reward for adulthood. It's a financial decision that works best when your life, income, and goals are aligned. When all those pieces come together, buying stops being pressure and starts becoming strategy. Let's be honest, renting often gets treated like the plan B in the rent versus buy debate. But in many cases, renting is actually the smarter financial move. Renting wins when your life is still changing. If you're switching jobs, exploring new cities, or unsure where you want to settle long-term, renting gives you freedom. You are not locked into a property that becomes difficult and expensive to leave. Renting also wins when buying would stretch your finances too far. If a home purchase would drain your savings or leave you one emergency away from stress, that's not stability. That's pressure disguised as ownership. Another situation where renting wins is when housing costs in your area are extremely high compared to renting. In some markets, buying doesn't make financial sense yet, especially after you factor in taxes, maintenance, and insurance. Renting also gives you time. Time to build savings, invest, and understand your long-term goals before committing to a major financial decision. And here's the key point: renting is not wasted money. It's buying flexibility, mobility, and financial breathing room. So renting wins when it supports your current stage of life better than ownership would. The goal isn't to rush into buying, it's to make the right decision at the right time for your situation. There's also a strategy most beginners never hear about: the hybrid approach to rent versus buy. Because here's the truth, it doesn't have to be all or nothing. The hybrid strategy means you rent now, but you invest while you rent. Instead of rushing into a home purchase just to stop renting, you use your current flexibility to build financial strength. When you rent, you free up capital that would otherwise be locked into a down payment, closing costs, and home maintenance. The hybrid strategy says, take that difference and invest it. Build your portfolio. Grow your savings. Strengthen your financial position. At the same time, you're not delaying ownership forever. You're preparing for it. You're giving yourself time to understand your income stability, your lifestyle needs, and your long-term goals before making a big commitment. This approach reduces pressure. You're not forcing a decision based on emotion or social expectations. You're making a decision based on readiness. And when the time is right, you'll be in a much stronger position to buy, because you didn't just save for a home, you built wealth while waiting. So instead of asking, should I rent or buy right now? The better question is, how can I rent strategically so I'm ready when buying actually makes sense? Let's quickly bring everything together so you can actually make sense of the rent versus buy decision. There is no universal winner. The real question isn't rent or buy. It's what gives you financial flexibility without ruining your future stress levels. We started with the biggest truth: this is not just a financial decision, it's also emotional. Buying feels like success and stability, while renting often feels temporary, but feelings alone can lead to expensive mistakes. Buying makes sense when you're financially ready and stable. Renting wins when flexibility and safety matter more. And the hybrid strategy lets you rent now, invest, and prepare for buying later. So here's the final takeaway: don't ask what everyone else is doing. Ask what works for your life, your money, and your timing. Because the best decision is the one you can sustain without stress. If you learned something today, subscribe for more finance breakdowns that make money feel less like a mystery and more like a strategy. Like and subscribe. See you in the next video.